There's other permanency options you should be aware of. If there's a child in your home that adoption doesn't seem appropriate, an older child, they don't want to do it, you can look at legal guardianship, which is still a permanent plan. As a guardian, you have the rights for medical decisions, educational decisions, anything you want for that child, but it doesn't terminate parental rights. Other than that, you're looking at long-term foster care. Other important issues, there are a lot of other issues that we don't have time for. I'm sorry that we started late and I'm going on a little long on some of this. I apologize, but be aware that these are some issues that you may need to get involved in for the child, educational issues. I want to briefly talk about this reasonably prudent parent standard. I want to let you know, as a foster parent, you have a right to make day-to-day decisions for this child. Can this child have a play date? Can this child go visit a friend? Can this child be in soccer? Can this child? You can do that. Some foster parents are scared to do normal things for the child. Well, I got to check with the worker. And these children are essentially in the home as if they're imprisoned in the home. And they really do nothing. I cannot tell you how many kids tell me, oh yeah, I'm not allowed to do anything. I can't go to the movies. I can't go to a football game if they're in high school. I can't do anything. I have to come home and stay in my room. I can watch TV. Well, I try to talk to the foster parent, well, I got to talk to the social worker. You do not have to talk to the social worker. And in fact, if the social worker tells you that you have to, then you call the child attorney, because it's not acceptable. This child has a right to be involved in any extracurricular activities, etc. It is their right. That's my little one. I would encourage you. That is normalcy for these kids. What they want is to be in a home where they feel normal. They don't want to feel like they're the kid who can't do anything, who they're not at home, they're not doing anything. It just doesn't work for the kids. It looks like our time is coming up here. I'm going to just say to you a final word, and then if there's any questions that there is time for, I want to encourage all of you to say, not only am I thankful for what you are doing, I want to encourage you that God sees what's happening. You know, we, just this morning, it's kind of funny, I happened to read a little devotional that talked about the Ninevites and Jonah. And in this, and I want to encourage you with this word, you know, what Jonah did not want to go talk to the Ninevites. Why? Because they were terrible people. They were terrible. He didn't want God to save them. And he said, why don't I want to go? Because I know that you are a gracious God, slow to anger, abounding in love. He knew this about God, so he didn't want to go. He said, they don't deserve saving. I mentioned earlier that you are the hands and feet. Be aware that God's heart is to redeem all of his children. And the more that we can show God's love, not only to the child, but to the family, it is going to be hard. There's going to be moments where if you have contact with the parents, you are just, what in the world, you know? But I would encourage you to try to be open to what God has for this family. You never know what work he's going to do. And at the end of the day, he does want to redeem all of the children that he wants to gather to him. And I know it may be tough, and there's going to be moments where you may not want that. And because you love that child, but I'll tell you that if, in fact, that child returns home, if you foster that relationship, if you can, some parents want nothing to do with you, okay? But if you can, then that will give a basis for the future. If that child is ever removed again, they'll call you up. I've seen it happen, where they say, you know what, I want this child placed with them. I trust them. And maybe that child will know you, and it'll be better. Just try to be open-handed in this process, because it is, you might not know what's going on, you might not agree, you might not understand it, but God does. And I just ask you to be patient and believe him. That's it. Thank you so much.
That was really great information. Thank you so much. If you all have questions, I know we kind of have to get going. So.